Good morning. I am hiding out a little bit from the wind because this side of the tiny house creates this massive wind tunnel, and in fact doomed my tomatoes that I thought I could plant on this little deck here. But let's see, do I have a kitty cameo? Yeah. Kitty, say hi. Mr. says hi. So trying to beat the heat this morning. It's only 80 degrees so far. And I'm working on this swing and repainting it while it's on the shady side of the tiny house this morning. This was an amazing find. So if you didn't see it on our Instagram on Part-Time Pastures, I ended up finding this listing for tons of large wooden furniture. I had been scoping these out at the local grocery store. They have them out front for like $2.99 a piece, I think, for the big swings. This guy was listing a bunch of this stuff for $100 a piece, 2 chairs for $50 a piece, a picnic table he threw in for free. So we ended up we made 2 trips, 2 days in a row, because for the retreat business, I want to make sure that I have this gorgeous sunset circle for people to sit at. This makes for a nice addition to the guest house over here. We've got one on our own front porch, which I'm not going to be able to show you. There it is in the distance. So this was an excellent find. We ended up spending about, I think, $600 total and got, I don't know, a multitude of swings and tables and other things. I started working on this a couple of weeks ago, and then we did have a little bit of rain, so I wanted to be sure that it dried out. And this is a color that I found. It was a mist tint from someone at the local hardware store. And what's funny is, if you can see that really dark teal there in the crevice, that is the color I thought it was going to be. And that must have just been one of the tint colors that they put in to make this color, which is fine. It's a pretty shade of teal. I have a much darker teal in mind for the inside cabinets, but this works for out here, and it was just enough to get this swing done. So it was 50% off because it was a mist tint. So I think it was about, I don't know, $12, which might seem like a lot, except have you priced out paint lately? Because it's crazy. A gallon of paint costs about $47. So this felt like a good bargain. I actually got a gallon of another sort of coral color for $22 and decided it looked a little too neon. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But this swing was, $100 for this swing, which would cost $300 new. It's in really good shape other than the paint just being worn off. So that's the only thing it needed, was fresh coat of paint. But other than that, I mean, it actually sat on somebody's porch. So when we pulled up to this place, it was a giant, I don't remember how many acres, exotic game ranch. And they had a huge, like, I don't know, 6,000 square foot home or something. And it was one of those with a balcony that ran all the way around. So this furniture actually sat on the first floor porch with the balcony on top of it. So it had been protected from the elements pretty well. It is pretty still now at the time of day where we actually could use some wind. That was messing up my ability to film this morning. But I did finish this project. So the swing and the table there are a lovely shade of turquoise blue. And I love it because it reminds me of, I have not read the book, But a year ago, my friend and I went to the In-Between in Concan, Texas, and they had a turquoise table, picnic table out in front of one of their cottages. And there was a book in our cottage, it might have been in each one, about the turquoise table being a gathering space for people. So, Mr. saying hello again. So I'm reminded as I painted this furniture, I was reminded of that trip and what a great time that was, and what a good time I had with my friend Crystal, how nice it was to meet Leah and Jake, who run the In-Between and provide a lot of inspiration for me as I work toward, part of my journey that involves hospitality and hosting people. And so, yeah, this is not the ideal temperatures to be sitting out here swinging, but it will be a very nice place for people to sit and enjoy the sunset, which is the direction I'm facing, and maybe get a little song there from Mr. What else did we have on the docket today? Drywall, ceilings. This project has dragged out considerably. There have been a lot of things that have prevented us from being as far along as we would like to on this project. One was insulation, we just lost some steam there. I think we did the rough-in wiring and plumbing. We started on the insulation. It turned out to be just a lot of work. We had also done the deck on the outside. So that was the first thing we did. And that took several months, just one weekend at a time, like we do. And insulation took a lot longer, took a lot more insulation than we expected. So we kept having to make more trips to the store. So we got behind there, then started on sheetrock. And Ryan's shoulder was really bothering him. Turns out he has a torn rotator cuff. So he did all of this with a lot of pain in his shoulder, but he was trying to help us finish this step in the process before he has to go to the doctor on the 12th to, in all likelihood, have shoulder surgery. So the good news is, hopefully it's not going to be super invasive and it'll be a really speedy recovery, because the bad news is that man just cannot slow down. So it will be tough to keep him from overexerting himself after that surgery. But the other piece that's good for me is that he taught me how to fill in these holes, to tape. And so I'll be working on this project in the mornings. I get up early, like 5:30, 6. Usually 5:30 when Mr. starts his day. So I'll be able to come out here and work on this. I would have gone further today, but the heat was causing the 5-minute set joint compound to dry way too quickly. So learned a little about that, learned a little bit about technique. I will be watching plenty of YouTube videos to improve my technique, because it wasn't great, but I've also never done this before. So here we go, trying something new. But in terms of the tiny house / guest cottage, here's where we're at. So we have all of the drywall complete except for one spot, and it's not even what you probably think was the most obvious that I just showed. So I'm just panning here, trying not to make you seasick. But the sloped roof, of course, presented quite a challenge. It is 7 feet tall on one side, and I think about 10.5 on this high side. So what we did, if you saw a key piece of equipment at the beginning of my video, we purchased a drywall lift. Now, a funny story about this drywall lift, it went to somebody in Waco, got signed for. We do not live in Waco. So got a refund, ordered another one, got the other one. This one showed up. It had been delivered, Might have been rerouted because I did talk to FedEx, but it ended up delivered to our neighbors who are not full-timers, and so they didn't realize for a couple of weeks they had not been here. So send the other one back. I did have to pay shipping on that one, but got the one we originally ordered, so ended up getting quite a bargain on a drywall lift, which is great because we only are going to use it once. And Ryan actually waited and cut out the light fixtures afterwards. He was able to sort of depress them against the fixtures and figure out where they were, and then he used a housing to mark the outline and then cut them with our little drywall saw. So this will be pendant lights that will light up this area and all be operated on one switch. This wall here is going to be wood. So we were going to do pallet wood. We can't quite track down enough pallet wood, so we'll probably just end up using the wood planks that you can get at any of the hardware stores to do this wall. And then this is the closet, so this backs up to the closet. I'm trying to walk slow. This is the bathroom. So again, it's a mono-slope design, so angled ceilings throughout. That is the one piece that we are missing because we do want to use the moisture barrier drywall. So the green stuff is mold resistant, just as it says on there. And we want to make sure that where we're going to have the most moisture, that we do have this mold resistant sheetrock. So we will use that here in the ceiling. This is the closet, which of course you can see right now is also the tool shed, sort of. The water heater has been installed, and I say has been installed. Ryan installed the water heater, and this will be the water heater closet. We haven't decided if we're going to put a sheetrock piece up just to kind of hide that or not. I think this closet will end up being relatively unfinished just because it's not a big deal. It's just people probably won't even use or need a closet on a short weekend trip. But we will have a rod in here so that people can hang up clothes if they want. This is not sheetrocked because Ryan wants to do wood here at the shower as well, and wants to do like some exposed plumbing, like copper pipe stuff. I don't know. He's got his idea in mind, so I'm sure it will turn out fabulous. I'm just doing a terrible job of describing it. In that spot will be the soaker tub. And then we have the little transom windows to light up the bathroom. So when this door is shut, well, it's having a little bit of issue today with the humidity, but when this door is shut, it will be completely private into the bathroom. And that was important to us for the tiny house, just because that way you can have some privacy in an otherwise very small space that will not have a bedroom wall. So the bedroom is going to be open to the kitchen and the little living area. And there's the aforementioned soaker tub. It's also a tool holder right now. This is me learning how to mud, and I appreciate a couple of the people whose reels I watched. Gosh, I can't remember everybody's name, but I'll give credit where credit is due. So yeah, everybody makes it look so easy, and it is not. One of the biggest things I learned is that when your mud goes from cake batter consistency to peanut butter consistency, it is time to wet it because there is a big difference between the two. Now I have a kitten trying to climb up the ladder to get to the camera. So we'll see if that happens. Oh, there she is. Pancha, you gonna make it? I feel like this is one of those memes. Hang in there. There you are. Oh, kittens. Kittens, kittens. Luckily, they always land on their feet, right? As always, thank you so much for watching. And if you want to subscribe to Part-Time Pastures, then you won't miss a single DIY project, cow adventure, chicken adventure, kitten adventure, all the other things that we have going on here at Part-Time Pastures.